but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will...
Is brought to you by Star Times Terrestrial, Channel 127, Free TV, Channel 507, People's TV, Channel 285, and UHF, Channel 38.
ACCI ACCI perspectives and probably help us with informed decision on how we can enjoy streams of income. Mr. Olashetemi Bode Thompson, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Madam Major.
Yeah.
Good day to you and good day to us all over the world. I'm glad and candidate of a pleasure to be here live on ASO TV today to talk about agriculture, business, entrepreneur, and of course the AgroMeca Expo coming. Thank you.
All right. As a way of intro, can you tell us how imperative agriculture can be to any nation of the world, including Nigeria?
Yeah, agriculture is very, very important to everybody all over the world. Just for your understanding, to tell you the importance of agriculture, and every living being all over the world has to eat to live. So in other words, agriculture becomes very important. And as you also know that all over the world too, science have not been able to come up with alternative to food. So there must be food production for everyone, over 6 billion people all over the world to continue to exist. So this is to tell you how important agriculture is. And different countries of the world, many developed countries who have been able to realize this, have been working on their, agricultural system sectors to ensure their food sufficiency. And then there's a saying that when food is solving your problem, then poverty is less. So food is very important, and so many nations around the globe today are taking advantage of this, and then we are not to be left behind. So Nigeria too are gradually waking up and are looking at that too.
Okay. As engine room of most nations of the world, how do you think small businesses are faring or performing in agricultural subsectors in Nigeria?
All right. So, I would say in Nigeria, for example, I think the youth are just waking up to it. One thing I oftentimes tell people, like how important, just to again buttress the point I earlier made, to tell you how important agriculture is. Agricultural sector gives room for all circle of people, whether old or young, whether male or female, whether rich or poor, whether educated or not.
All strata of the economy.
So it covers and it gives room for everybody to play their roles. Whether you're talking about mechanization, technology. So you can, I'm wearing my suit today. I'm a farmer. I have a farm. And yeah, so this is what some young Nigerians are also realizing now, and gradually people are moving back to farm. And again, you must also understand that why it's getting interesting for the younger one is the fact that you don't have to be tilling or doing, directly in the farm alone. A lot of people have
value chain,
packaging, processing, marketing, and doing all sort of things. So a lot of people actually getting, this because of course, you know, agriculture is a way of creating a lot of employment. And so it's a way of you getting, you know, being self-employed. You don't have to wait for a white-collar job. You can create and start something.
Yeah.
So a lot of youths are actually, you know, I would say scratching the surface, but at least the pathway is being created.
You know, before now, like you mentioned, many youths like you will never want to venture into agriculture because of their belief system that is for the illiterates, it's for the poor, so those are the rural areas. But today, agriculture is seen as big business, and the earlier we run into it, I think the better for all of us.
Yeah.
And now, looking at your position as the Chief Executive Officer of GMT Plus and the Vice President of the ACCI Agri-Trading Group, in what ways have you, as an office, influenced entrepreneurs in Abuja and its environs on agri-value chain?
Thank you very much. So, personally, as the Vice President of Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Agriculture and Livestock, also the Chairman GMT Group of Company, we have actually influenced a lot of people, especially the younger generation. We've created a lot of platform to help by, you know, training, encouraging, doing some sort of empowerment programs, and organizing and creating a platform where many people will come together to discuss, talk, and, you know, be able to understand new method of doing agriculture. And this is a way we have been advocating, be sensitizing our people. I'll give the example of from what the point you raised earlier, why agriculture is today
seen as big business.
Big business, and before. As a matter of fact, before it was also, but just that the method of how forefather, you know, because then there were no mechanization, there was no technology.
Yeah.
And if you go to the advanced country today, like, I've been privileged to go to so many of these places and seen how agriculture is being done. Like I mentioned earlier, you see people dressed proper, and they are working in the farm, and their hands are as clean as mine, working in the office. So you can be in your air-conditioned tractors or just like you are driving a normal car, and you are planting or you are harvesting or you are doing all manner of things. Then it makes the whole process easy from farm to market to processing and all of that. So it's becoming much easier because the developed country have been able to create the system to help. Just like all of us are here live today, because it wasn't like that before. You know, so now technology has made a lot of things easy. So because of this technology, a lot of people are beginning to find space in the industry. So that's why I said it's an industry or a sector that accommodates almost everybody.
But again, to start from the FCT and its environs and your experience so far, do you think that the youths are ready to embrace this this sector?
Yes, I would
see agriculture as big business and maybe venture into it.
Yes, I would say yes, because of what we've been experiencing and how people who've been, you know, engaging in conversation, in talking, in training, in, you know, and what we've also been doing, like engaging youth to also be able to understand their perspective and ways that governments and everybody can actually work together in this perspective. So it helps us to be able to encourage government to create policies and the right things to be able to do in the agri sector. But then, talking about Abuja, we see today that a lot of people, if you go to, like I mentioned, if you go to stores today, we see so many things that the youth are doing. Especially in Abuja, in Lagos, in the main cities, but I will use Abuja as a case study where, you know, we reside, and Abuja Chamber of Commerce also is. Like I said, we've engaged a lot of youth. We've been working with so many, Abuja Chamber of Commerce and so many other agencies of government and bodies have been, you know, engaging to ensure that youth are finding this so interesting, because like I mentioned, you have to let these young ones know what and different aspects they can come in. So nobody wants to go back to the old way, you know, the method of farming, old and cutlass. And old and cutlass is not the trending things now. So there are so many things. So youth are gradually getting involved, and we have a number of farms around Abuja and environment, and we see a lot of people, a lot of youth creating, using their technologies, using their exposure to the modern, the AI, so many things to begin to get engaged. So rather seeing a lot of people getting interest into agriculture, especially in Abuja.
Okay, now in the FCT, not just in the FCT, maybe in the FCT and then some parts and the whole of the country, the ACCI is a common name.
Yes.
It's a recurrent decimal among chambers of commerce in Nigeria. But you see some business owners, there are small business owners in the FCT, since we are using FCT as a case study, with complaints that they are yet to enjoy the inclusivity function of the ACCI and the government. What is your synergy with the government, and what are you doing to ensure that most, if not all, the MSMEs in the Federal Capital Territory enjoy inclusivity?
Yes, so one of the things we are doing is creating awareness, continuous engagement, creating a platform for where people can actually see reasons. Today, Abuja Chamber of Commerce are reaching out to so many people, business and all of that. So talking about my service is the agricultural sector. We've been engaging, talking and all of that. And one of it is the reason why we are organizing we've been doing that, but then again, this is, to create a platform like this AgroMeca Expo event, is to bring all stakeholders, all both from government, the private sectors, the investors and the local farmers, and, just bring everybody to a table to be able to discuss. And of course, discussing about financing, bringing people from the financing sectors, bringing people from the technology aspects, just everybody coming to a table discussing the common issues, that how this can be done in a better way. So Abuja Chamber of Commerce has been running a very important center and coordinating all of this, and this is what makes the chamber very more important and being known all over. So we are doing more than we've been doing before. Of course, ACCI has been doing a lot, but then again, because of course you can't do all of this alone, you need the support of the government, you need to understand the policy of the government, and we continue to engage to work in synergy to ensure the right policy and so many other things that can help agriculture. So most of the time people come to the chamber, they ask questions. What are the programs of government? What is government planning? They expect us to know which we are doing to, and this is the reason why we engage. We talk to ministers, we talk to head of agencies who are, have different programs of the government. We sensitize, we enlighten, we let them know how they can benefit, how they can do this and all of that. So this is what the chamber is doing, and the chamber is doing more to continue to ensure that we have all stakeholders on board and be on the same platform. Okay,
when you say all stakeholders, and when it comes to financing, I'm always happy when I hear money. Even all of us like money. Because we need to spend money. But when you're talking about bringing stakeholders to a round table or a platform, a lot of people and some of our followers may think that such programs is for the high and mighty, those that have the name in the industry, the agricultural subsector. You tell us if you have a place for those at the grassroots, especially the farmers and the small business owners.
Thank you very much. So, I did mention something when we did media shots about the AgroMeca event. And one of the things that makes it more important, especially people from the rural area like we were talking about, they are the major key player, because I give an example that Abuja or the city center does not have much land space. You and I know how expensive land really is in Abuja. In city centers, local farmer cannot afford that. The high and mighty you talked about in the industry, when they come together, including the local, because they will still end up working with the people in the rural area, because that is where you can get the kind of land size you need to do farming. So at the end of the day, no matter what is being discussed in the city center, in a program like this, it still goes back to
those are the grassroots.
The grassroots. And this, again, you cannot bring people from the city to come and be doing the work. So it's still going to be, you know, a win-win situation for both, you know. So whether we are able to bring the high and mighty, the finance experts, everybody on board, the whole idea is to be able to draw the attention that everybody is needed in this, you know, in this system. But that notwithstanding, that in this kind of program we are doing, you know, we oftentimes put a balance, get people from the rural area, the local farmers, everybody, so everybody comes together. So it's not a place just for, again, you cannot gather just only one side of the people. So you have to, this is the whole essence of having this kind of a platform, you know, program, to bring everybody under one roof to discuss, ask questions, you know, let people know what, how, especially, you know, the area of financing, because this is a major program to so many. So when we bring, you know, of course, local farmers we don't have what it takes as collateral as many will be
to access credit, even small credit.
All of that. So this is, government is looking at this so many, I mean, in different perspectives. The private sectors, including people like us, are talking to, you know, big pockets like, you know, financiers, investors, both within and outside the country, to come see reason. So, like I said, creating so many of these things, it still has to be, and it will end up to be local, because that's where you can get the kind of land and all of that. And some people also consider doing what we call create cluster farming. Like, you want to be exporting or doing some certain things now, you cannot do everything alone. So get the machinery, get the equipment, talk to these local farmers, help them to clear, help them to plow, help them to do all of these things, plan for them, give them the seedling, and of course give them the what do you call it now? The necessary things to take care of it. Then you'll be the off-taker. Because if you want to produce, you want to do everything. Like, I have a processing factory. I am doing the farming too, and at the same time working with local farmers to be able to get. So every technique or method or equipment I'm using in my farm, I'm not going to stop there. I'm also going to help other small local farmers around me to be able to, because I need the produce to be able to have my secondary production. So I can't do it all alone. So this is how it goes
through the process.
You know, to the process. So it goes down to the last person there, and it comes from, you know, most top person at the top. You know, so that is just the way it looks, because you have to consider the value chain around agriculture in general.
We call that a lot of value chain in the agricultural subsector that can create huge employment opportunities, and then, like you mentioned, the processing, the manufacturing, the planting, the farming, and all of the value chain. But again, we are all aware that we have a lot of youth that are unemployed, roaming the street and waiting for white-collar job that may not come. And here we have the agricultural subsector, and if you care to ask a lot of them, their main one decimal point, I call it, one problem they always explain or come up with is the problem of funding, the manpower, the startup, the training, the skills, and all of that. And, you know, all of those things involves a lot of money. Now, the AgroMeka 2026 Expo is here. It's by the corner. What are you doing to ensure that you bring all of these challenges to the barest minimum and to encourage our youths to see agriculture as a big business?
Thank you very much. Like I mentioned this earlier, so the whole essence of creating this platform is not for the fun of it. It's not a jamboree. It's to bring stakeholders together. When I mean stakeholder, the people who directly or indirectly has to play one role or the other to ensure that agriculture keeps thriving, and we are able to get it right this time. And this involves both governments and the private sectors. One of the challenges that discourages the younger generation, if I must say, is number one, poor funding. Poor funding. Number two, logistics problem. That is infrastructure. Now, this is where government comes in. For instance, if you notice, most of the places when production, maybe mango season, tomato, cashew,
Mm-hmm.
you know, before you get these things to the market, maybe half of it is already gone.
Wasted.
Wasted.
Yeah.
And so this, what ordinarily should be the profit for the farmer. And again, by the time the farmer struggle and manage in different means, whether talking about the road that is not of his best or through so many other means.
Even the cost of transportation.
The cost of transportation, and all of these things, at the end of the day, you will be seriously short of what you should be gaining. And the middleman will also take it. The middleman, again, before they get their distance to the final destination too, they will have been losing a lot. So this is not adding value. And that's one. Number two is the issue of, which is a big issue that we are currently facing, and I'm sure hoping that government will see every reason to see this being resolved as fast as possible. Is the issue of insecurity that is chasing. In fact, most of these youth you see in city center run away from their domain, run away from
because of the insecurity.
Because of insecurity. And many of them are roaming about the street looking for white collar because they cannot even go back to. And so this kind of platform brings a balance. Like, we talk about the security aspect, we talk about the financing aspect, we talk about the mechanization, we talk about the technology, we talk about all of this together, and everybody will begin to, come into each other, and then including the funding. So when we are able to discuss so many of these things, the people, the youth, and other people we're talking about will be able to find reasons to plug in here and there. But like I said, those challenges are there. But then if you are afraid to move or do anything because of challenges, you won't do anything.
You remain there.
So what is happening now, and I'm saying just for, for just the sake of everybody who still wants
all the stakeholders.
You see, today, things are getting better. Like I said, I mentioned earlier that people are doing packaging now. If you enter so many stores now, you see plantain chips, you see gari packaged.
Even our local kunu.
Everybody is putting branding. And when you want more, because you will need material, you need things to produce. So definitely you have to work with farmers. So indirectly, everybody is coming back to the farming system, because if you are talking about processing, you will need the local farmer. If you are talking about packaging, you will need. So everybody, you are talking about exporting any agro produce. You can't export without supporting or working with the local farmer.
It's true.
You can see that all of this works together. So over time, it will continue to grow in that direction. But I can tell you for free that today, the youth are more informed, more aware, and gradually, like I know number of young people around me who are doing agro packages and different. I mean, they just communicate to maybe friend brothers in the village. Oh, help me buy this, help me buy that. Some people are doing. I have somebody who is doing fishery things, crayfish, dry fish, clamaris, I mean, just all of those things together, and he's doing the packaging. So he goes send money, and he's
making money out of it.
He's making a lot of money.
Streams of income. That's what we are trying to pursue
about employment, because she was looking for work, job for a long period.
It was not forthcoming. Now she's trying to create a job.
As a matter of fact, she has more than 10-12 people
working with that. Oh my God.
And then she's making money, a lot of money.
Please, I want to make money.
Talking about the expansion. And she started with the little she had, and expanding by the day. So the room is there for everybody. Just look for anyone you can plug into. If it is potato chips, plantain chips, palm oil, even
vegetables. A lot of people are making money from vegetables.
A lot of people, sesame seed, people are exporting all of this. I know a couple of friends who have not been to any of this farm, but yet they are exporting sesame. So all they do is
taking advantage of the value chain.
Get it. They clean it up and all of that is exporting. And today he has a very massive warehouse somewhere in Idu and other places. So, these are the area, and this is the aspect too we are doing in order to be able to integrate ourselves properly in the agro sector. So we are doing the same thing, not just talking. We are doing too.
All right. for millions of audience that are following us on the program, especially the youth that are eager to take part of what you are doing to make streams of income, and like some of us too, we are interested. Tell us the eligibility, what is required, how can we take hold of the platform that is the upcoming Afromeca Expo 2026? What does it take? How can we take advantage of this? What do we expect at the end of the day?
Yeah, so thank you very much. A lot is being involved, and like I did mention earlier too, bringing stakeholders together across the nation and outside, ensuring that every sector is covered and protected, and then talking about export processes, because the themes of the program is technology and investment for export process. So the whole idea is to be able to get people involved in agro-business properly. And now we are talking about technology. What does technology have to do? I did mention to you earlier that so many developed countries today are using technology to do so many things, including even the AI and so many other things. The robots, people are using a drone. I mean, so many of these things. So from the technology aspect, they will be able to, have their point. Then talking about the investment. In other words, if you are in the city center, you are fund, instead of just continue to buy houses, or instead of continue to buy BB cars, as still so many, including politicians and ordinary people. Some people have as much as 5-10 cars, luxury cars packed. This can buy tractors. This can buy small
equipment you need
for farming and all of that. And this, in a way, you will have employed or engaged a good number of youths around you, instead of everybody begging, oh, I need job, I need money, I need support and all of that. So Afromeca 2026, Expo 2026 is a platform to be able to discuss all of this, to discuss financing, to discuss technology, to discuss every aspect of agriculture, and the right way or the right produce for export, and how to do so many of these. So many times we also do not know how to produce or process the kind of things we export. Packaging, and of course even the crops itself, the right crops, how to do them and all of that. So you get this expertise to work with. There's what we call knowledge transfer to getting experts to work with local farmers, and then it's all value for everybody. So this expo created a platform for such to be able to help all stakeholders, bring everybody together, including government, including investors, including financiers, including the local farmers themselves. And then everybody talks about, oh, this is what I'm producing. Oh, this is better way you can do it. Oh, this is how you can do it. Package. This is how you can produce for export. This is how you. So when you don't get information is key. Information is money.
Power.
So, and it's power. So when you are able to get the right information, you will know how better to do this. And finally, on that, it's also a platform to collaborate, to partner, to get partner in different aspects. So you might have funds, you might not have the time to go to the farm, so
to the grassroots, to the villages, to where you can get this.
One of the things Abuja Chamber of Commerce is also doing is to be able to sort out the right people with character, with competency, with right attitude, whom that if you empower, that you will get the end result. Not that people will just collect your money at the end of the day. They
disappear to the jackpot with your money.
ACCI ensure that they also go out of the normal scope to do some background checks and all of that. Oh, we can attest, we can do the merging, do the connection. And before you know it, it spread and it continues to spread. And by the time we're talking, by next year again, we'll have been able to achieve a milestone from what we are able to do from the Afromeca, the outcome from the Afromeca. We will assess, we looked at it, and then whatever that still needs to be had in subsequent expo program,
we begin to improve. Okay, now, as a way of rounding, how do we as ordinary people, ordinary Nigerians, those that are looking for employment and streams of income, how do you think we can take advantage of this expo? Since it's a yearly thing, for us that are working, I was going to ask you the eligibility. Is it only farmers? You have explained that explicitly. But for those, the working class, is there a space or a place for us in that platform?
Yes, ma'am. Like I told you, there's a space for me. There's space for everybody. I give an example of, you can, as you are here, place orders. Get 1 or 2 persons you trust in your community. I need ABCD. Can you help me? That's somebody you trust. Now, trust issue is another thing, but it's another discussion for another day. But if you are able to manage to get somebody whom you can trust, you don't have to travel. You don't have to go yourself. Or if you have to go, maybe any of the weekend, you get some things. Like I told you, I know somebody who is working in an office. When he's coming, he has at the booth all this package things in his booth, and he's selling. So you can start that from there. I know again in the church I attend, after service, it's just a couple of people. They can look good and everybody, but after service, you see everybody by their cars bringing different things, including plantain,
to sell,
granola, this, that.
That's the value chain we are talking about.
So this, even when you are working, you can still do this. And so in this kind of gathering, you'll be able to connect with different people.
Okay.
You can, I can be supplied for you. I have some network. I have 1 or 2 places I can be helping you. So somebody who attends this program, who is in maybe Kebbi State, who does not have what it takes every time to come to Abuja, you can stand as a middle person to do a balance. So a lot of things can be done.
All right.
I mean, the platform is for everybody.
All right.
So a lot is there for everyone.
Okay. In your last word,
yes,
what should we expect from the Afro-Mecca 2026 in terms of economic growth through the small business owners in the FCT and in Nigeria?
Yes, thank you very much. So, like I said, a lot is in for us to gain from this program. From this expo program. One, it creates a platform for everybody to be able to gain one thing, and it depends on what you want, whether planting crops, whether processing, whether whatever aspects you want to actually invest in.
Okay.
The platform is there to give you the right connect to be able to do all of that. And I believe so much that everyone that will come, it's a program for all stakeholders, and we're using the medium to let everybody around agriculture keep the date. Come for this Agro-Mecca Expo. You can just Google it, Agro-Mecca Expo 2026. It will give you all information. Register, ensure you are part of it. Come, and you will see a lot to gain, a lot to learn. Information is not a waste, and just like education. So you get something from different people that will come for the program. All
right. Agro-Mecca 2026 Expo of the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry, ACCI, is by the corner, and it's for all stakeholders across the agri-value chain. According to my guest, he said it's going to be a win-win situation. It's for everybody, all the stakeholders in the agricultural subsector. In case you are there, you are looking for a job, you're looking for more streams of income, this is an opportunity for you to register and be part of it, so that together all of us can grow the economy of the FCT and the economy of Nigeria as a whole. With that advice, we have come to the end of today's program, and the guest I have been speaking with is the president of the ACC, the vice president on agriculture to the ACCI, and the chief executive officer of the JMT. That's JMT, what does that stand for?
JMT, Plus Integrated Group.
That's the name. That's the name of the company. Okay. He's also the Chief Executive Officer of JMT Plus, Mr. Olashetemi Bode Thomas. I hope I didn't model your name. Okay, I didn't model your name. Okay, Mr. Thompson, we want to thank you. Thank you so much for finding time to be on today's edition of the program.
Thank you.
And to you out there, dear audience, we sincerely want to appreciate you for for branching off on today's edition of the program. Join us again next time, by the grace of God, for a more interesting episode of the program. I am Ile Emeje saying good day.